will come to order. I'm Lindsay Hunter with the Attorney General's Office. I will act as the hearing officer today. All the findings of facts and conclusions of law was made by the board members. We have a quorum of the board present. Before we get started, I'll ask each of the board members to identify themselves for the record. Ms. Steinkamp, what's his name?
Thank you, Bruce. Jeffrey. James Williams.
And could you two identify yourselves?
Gary Hayes. Randy Hayes.
Gary and Randy Hayes, and you're the defendants who represent yourself. Is that correct? You understand you have a right to an attorney?
I want to confirm that both Mr. Hayes and Mr. Hayes did receive a copy of the complaint,
We did.
and that, did you file any formal answer to this complaint
No.
in writing?
Okay.
Initially, I spoke to Mr. Swift and determined, kind of fleshed out a little bit what this complaint precisely was. It appeared to me that the biggest problem, his main allegation was that he was not properly compensated for his items, and there was no way to determine proper compensation because there was never a formal contract established between he and GandRAuctionBarn. They don't have an escrow account and an operating account. And the records that they submitted from their account indicate such things as purchases from newspaper subscriptions, AutoZone, things of that nature, which would indicate exactly what they told me, that they have one account.
And so these are personal or business expenses that were being paid out of the account in which they deposited inside of funds.
Based on what they submitted, that's what it appears.
Did GNR provide Mr. Swift with any accounting on his items?
I believe he was shown bidder's tickets was the only accounting that he was shown. There was never a settlement sheet or anything that I'm traditionally used to seeing in this particular case. And I can attribute that just to the way the Hayes brothers were very candid with me. They said they were in over their head and they were doing the best they could.
Okay. And speak up so everyone can hear. Okay. And what was the complaint about?
Point was, I contacted GandRAuctionBarn Auction Barn to see about liquidating the stuff in my parents' house before they passed away. And they said they'd do it, talked to them about a contract. They said they could handle that, was no problem. Things didn't happen that way. They never produced a contract. Now they did. They showed up. They with a big white van and a large cage trailer. They hauled 3 large loads out of my parents' house. They had that van and trailer back as they could get. The only way we ended up getting any money out of them was literally by calling and chasing them down. And each time that we asked about contracts, about receipts, it was, oh, it's just missed my brother. He's the one that has your paperwork. Or, oh, you just missed my wife. You know, she's the one that's taking care of all the paperwork.
Mrs. Swift, we have both Mr. Hayes and Mr. Hayes here. Can you identify whether it was Randy or Gary that you dealt with?
Randy, one of the blue shirt.
Okay. And did you ever deal with the other gentleman, his brother?
I spoke to him a little bit while they were taking the stuff out of the house.
Okay. And what was your understanding of the agreement you had with GNR? How were you going to be paid?
What I was told was he was going to auction everything off, and that they got 35%.
Okay. Of everything, or?
They got 35% flat out.
Okay. Were there any other costs or any other charges that were to be made that you understood at the beginning of the?
No.
You're talking about?
Now,
What size truck? Were they,
Truck.
yeah, were they loaded these on trucks
No, this is one of those large,
Cargo.
panel van.
Okay. And there were 3 loads, you say, of items?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Over that space of time. All right. Did they advise when these items were going to be sold at auction?
No, he said it was gonna take him just a little while. He had to get it organized and categorized, and so he could, get it displayed properly so he could sell it.
Okay.
All right?
When's the next time you
He
heard from
said,
them?
he said 3 weeks.
Okay.
Give him 3 weeks.
Okay, when's the next
Well,
time
he
you
had
heard
his
from them?
3 weeks. He got hold of him. He told me that, you had so much stuff. Well, I had to send the majority of this stuff to my friend down there in Baton Rouge. He has an auction. You know, I'm gonna liquidate a lot of your stuff down there. That way it can be done quick.
Did he tell you who the friend was?
No, never did.
Okay. Have you received any payment or any accounting from any other auctioneer?
No.
With regard to that, so that was how long after they picked up the items that he told
He
you?
said, we gave him 3 weeks.
So it was 3 weeks later?
Yes.
You spoke. All right, Mr. Swift, did you have an inventory of your items before you turned them over to the,
When,
hey,
no matter what happened there, I took my notepad, and as Gary and Randy and the 3 guys that was there with them were taking stuff out, I was out there writing it down. That's, on my initial sheets.
Swift?
Yes, ma'am.
So in total, how much money did you receive back?
$1,000.
And was this all in cash?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you receive an explanation in writing of any of these payments, showing what was sold and why that was the amount? What do you contend based on your inventory that you are still due? Do you have a figure that you are still due?
Yes, ma'am. Right here on the bottom of this thing, $2,348.90.
And that's based upon your opinion as to the value of the items you can sell? Okay, well, the information you received.
Antique dealers.
Have, and you have made a request to GNR to be paid more money, is that correct?
Well, I did. I talked to Randy and, he told me, he figured he was thinking was like 3,000, and I told him no. And he said, no, we can deal with that. That was it. That was our last conversation. He said, I'm good with that.
Okay, did he make an attempt to pay you that
No,
money?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's both sensitive.
All right. Have you received any of these items back from him?
No, I have not.
Do you know their location?
No, I do not.
And back,
That's right, we haven't spoken at all.
I'll tend to the witness.
You said your total here was 13,000.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did they offered you 3,000?
Yeah, well, when Randy and I were talking on the phone,
You told
He
us,
said-
okay, you owe me $13,000.
no, he was asking what I figured, and I told him, I said, the figure on that came up to, 13,000. And he goes, oh,
$348.
no, he said, you're talking retail.
Mhm.
And he said, I can't go that, he said, there's no way.
I'm sorry.
He said, I'll give you $3,000.
No, I asked you, I said, he said, I wasn't thinking anywhere near that. And I said, what number were you thinking, Randy? He said, I was thinking like 3,000.
What did you say?
That's not gonna go.
Hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God?
I do.
Thank you.
Want me to read
Yeah,
off?
go right ahead.
Okay. Basically, bottom line, shoot you straight out, when we got the stuff and all, we came to our place first. And had a friend told us about our auction. When we came to our place, we went to his house, me and my brother together. And we never discussed what to go for, but he did have a piano on the side. And he said, what do you think that would go for? He did, I think his wife said, what would it go for? And I said about probably 130, 150 max. It's quantum's all there. And they said, oh, like they kind of give me that bad look. She said, at least worth $600, $700. I said, if you want to do that, I said, we don't even have no time to be in here because you got that much price that high, the auction ain't gonna work that way. And he said, well, go ahead, go ahead, take it to. That's kind of how it started. So where I think the problem was, this is what I really think happened. First of all, we was wrong, we was ignorant in the auction, me and my brother both. But we should have never been in it, to be honest with you. My uncle had what we did, and we took it over, and bad mistake, because we had no knowledge of what we should be at. I think that's first of all. And that being said is, we didn't do nothing right as far as paperwork and all that. We was way ignorant on that stuff. He's right on that. But I didn't say I would give a contract to him. I never said that to him. That did not happen.
We never knew what a contract was until he come to our place and said, you have a contract, you have an escrow account, we're like, what are you talking about? Not being silly about it, but really just, and if it's our fault, so we should have it on the business, but
So
that's
just
just
to
fine.
clarify, you did not give him a contract to him,
I
right?
never did. I never had to give a contract to nobody. I'm wrong with that. I found out later from when
Yeah.
they came to see me. We met a lot of errors in that area, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
But what I was trying to do is make it fair is, what I was trying to tell him on the phone, he didn't chase me down. You look at all the three, I got 26 phone calls where I've been trying to deal with him, to pay him some money. I don't want to not pay him no money. I'm a Christian, I want to do my part right. But what I did in the auction for the paperwork and all, I was way out of line. And that's why we're out there right now. But we couldn't make it. I ain't got nothing to hide, I don't want to steal nothing. And I want to square up with it. And I thought in my mind what was left, about $3,000 would be a fair number. When he told me $13,000, it freaked me out. I said, you know what? I'm not doing that. That's not even the ballpark there. But he had prices way too high. I said, this ain't gonna happen on auction.
Okay, let me see if the board members have any questions for you. And just so you're clear, this is not a civil proceeding. Nobody, they're not gonna
Yeah.
award a money judgment. It's just a question of did you violate the auctioneer's licensing law? Did-
We wasn't too good if we did none of this.
Well, we went there.
I'm just going, I got nothing to hide. I want to further apologize. I think what happened is, being the dead stuff, I understand that. And I think he was thinking big numbers, and it ain't gonna happen in auction.
Did you inventory the stuff? You catalog it, inventory?
No.
Y'all have a computer system that keeps up and tracks what you sell at that auction? How do you keep up
We
with it?
wrote down the book.
Stuff along?
I have a sign-in sheet.
Huh?
Sign-in sheet might come, saying,
Sign the sheet?
No, he's saying a sign-in
Oh,
sheet.
a sign
No,
in
he has
sheet?
you get a settlement statement that when you settle with.
When you pay people off, you don't have a settlement sheet that they sign? Or
You
you
have a
pay them,
list.
like you have a lot?
Did explain any of this to
he
you?
tried to help us.
4 years.
He didn't tell you about
You've been doing this 4 years?
Is that?
You've been doing this for 4 years?
No, this is a year and a half.
Year and a half.
My uncle had it.
He didn't explain to y'all about escrow accounts and co-mingling of money, of clients?
After all this came up and the letter came out, I showed him, then he thought we had that, to be honest with you. We didn't have none of that.
So in other words, y'all quit.
We had it right now.
So it was your uncle that owned it? And.
But y'all are out. What are your intentions? What are y'all gonna do? Are y'all going back? Or
No,
y'all
no,
Was
going
a cat, I won't be in there.
I'm sorry. You couldn't pay me.
I'm not gonna work for somebody.
I'm telling you right there, look. I know it's a joke, but it's that bad.
Look, our last 5 months, not gonna go, our last 5 months, we never wrote a check. We drowned. Matter of fact, I done took out my whole retirement account, 120 grand, I should have bought my paperwork, just to try to get out, stay on top, try to get enough stuff to buy, to keep hoping that we just find that right thing to get on top. And I done took my whole retirement plan, my wife done took her $16,000 of her retirement plan, so I paid it back, can't do the world on some state taxes. We got through, probably it was $7,000 something for taxes. It was behind $3,000, $1,500 on Pineville, we didn't pay the last 3 months. So my uncle thought he was gonna get the auction, that y'all was gonna give him a license to get the auction so he could run it. So we paid the electricity bill, was $1,500, everything And I get a statement from him saying that we're still, I'm like, man, if I'm still on my bad thief, I've been lost everything I got. And behind my house, don't know where else, so I'm good with it. I'm just glad to be out of it. Whatever happens, I'm good with it.
Alright, so you all,
He come down, thought he had cancer, and he did have cancer, but he wanted to get out of the business. And we're like, we're doing real well in the auction business. And I said, okay, man, let's take this. How much we got from you? $27,000. We got to try it and plus the business and all that. I gave him $27,000 for that, for the business part of it. And then, but actually, I took the cash flow out to restructure about the past. I only got $40,000 off my time. Put it back in there, and we ended up losing it now. Went back, we got another 40 grand, lost it all. I mean, it's just been a wreck. But as far as him telling us, when you don't have a job and you're trying to make you're making $100 grand a year at a job, and you go down and make it $15,000 a year, you're doing whatever you can to survive. And I just jumped on the job thinking I was gonna try to make some money, make my ends meet. I got 3 kids at school. I messed up the whole round.
With regard to, did you have any, I saw online that you had some judgments by the state against one or both of you. Are you aware of that?
What?
Well, state judgments against you, in repeats beverage. Are y'all aware of any judgments taken by the state for taxes?
No, I know we was behind on our taxes, and when we filed this year, we filed an extension on ours, and I had paid a penalty and all of that, and it was $7,145 for the tax recall. But now I'm behind for what this past year, I'm gonna file again, and I'm gonna pay whatever I owe this time on that.
That's income tax?
That's not my sales tax.
Sales tax?
Right.
Okay. And you're paying on your sales tax at this time?
Parish is called up, so for October, I'm just out for mine. I got to the 21st to pay my October taxes, and the 2 weeks to get operating business. October, so I'm behind on that.
And after being served the cease and desist order by the state, you have not had any auctions? And the,
What he's saying is too, you know, he had so much small little items in the boxes, don't know what was in the bottom of them. I mean, we just packaging stuff into the bag and stuff. But, he saw something there, we gonna pay, if he has some stuff, he knows all his parents' stuff on him. We don't mind paying, but I don't wanna pay him, if this is worth 5 cents in the auction, but he think it's worth 50, it's just gonna be mine, you know? I mean, it's no argument that we don't wanna pay them, man, we got honest, because we could go bankrupt and get out of everything, but I wanna pay them. You know what I mean? It's not that we not wanna do right, but if you can't tell me 13, we ain't had $13,000 if you sold it all. You know, I mean, it wasn't worth $6,000 stuff in the auction, you sold it all.
any other questions?
we would ask that the board find that the licenses be revoked on these individuals, the GNR auction barn, back to the date that the cease and desist was issued in October of 2013. And that also that GNR auction barn be cast with the expenses of the investigation as well as the cost of the proceeding today, as allowed for by statute.
What was all that mean?
Well, she's requested that the board find you in violation of the things in the charge letter, and as a penalty, they take away your license back to the date of the cease and desist order, and as a further penalty that you have to pay the costs associated with today's proceeding. And you can make a closing statement or motion in regard to whether to find GNR auction in violation of any of the items they've been charged with today.
Under the first motion, we board find DNR auction barn guilty of the following offenses: no contracts, no escrow account, no settlement, assignment, or inventory sheets, commingling of business, and signer money. One and the same account. Under the recommendation, I make the following motion that Louisiana Auctioneer's license board revoke the business license of GNR Auction Barn on the date cease and desist order to be issued. The cost of up to $1,500 be assessed, and that it may be paid out on a payment plan.
What's the motion? Do you want it amended to include failure to pay within 30 days? So that's the motion. Is there a second? Any discussion on the motion?
So the fine is going to be at cost, not to exceed
Right.
$1,500.
$1,500.
And payment plan.
Time, is there a time?
We
Yeah.
make a
They
payment
make a
plan.
payment plan.
Contact Sandy and set something up.
They just contact Sandy and work out a payment plan.
The business.
Okay, with the motion, you have a second. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is unanimous. All right, Ms. Dowd, anything else?
No, not for this, but we do need to conclude our meeting.
Now we gotta go, we want to stop on this, we want to tear down or what?
Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Good luck.
There'll be a written findings of fact and judgment issued and signed and sent to you.
Yes.
So you'll have a copy of that.
We'll send it to you. If you want to go ahead and contact Ms. Evans in the meantime about the fine, she'll be able to tell you what the total cost are. She doesn't know that amount right now.
Getting invoices from different people, so we need those all those.
Anything else that to do with
So
it?
you gonna call us and let us know around?
No,
Oh, no.
Anything
No,
else?
he does. We'll send you formal communication with, documentation as well.
Mr. Swift, anything else he needs, he's going to do it himself.
Civil cost.
Absolutely.
So he needs to be told that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the inland bond.
And that's fine.
And then to know